Hello and welcome to another episode of the Views and Thoughts podcast with your host is Arnya and
Fancy.
I'll let you finish with that. Oh, you done?
No, but I don't even see it. You can go ahead on.
Oh, okay. Well, the weekend is done and Labor Day is done. Let me tell you something. Okay, so I have issues with commitment issues with my hair. And I was like, I want one of them wigs that y'all be wearing, but I don't want to wear the glue and all that with it. You know, I wear wigs, but they're a little bit different. So I got this one. It's a headband wig. And I absolutely love it. I have this one in two different lengths. This is the longer one, so I can stick it in the ponytail. And then I have a short one, and everybody was like, I thought that was your hair. I was like, no, it's not my hair.
Yeah, I thought that was your hair too. It's cute though. But like, is the headband the stars?
I put a headband on top of the headband.
Oh, okay. That's
yeah, but it's on top of it. I mean, I could have just rocked that like that.
Oh, okay.
Because you really can't tell. But yeah, I put the stars on top of it. Because baby,
something to interest my girls since they like their wigs.
Yeah, I mean it's cute. You could just slap it on real quick. You can even put this on if you want to. Braid your hair down real quick.
That's already an issue within itself. I can't braid, so I have to still go to a beautician, a stylist.
I twist my hair. No, I didn't mess up the wig. It's gonna be lopsided. Oh well. Wait, no, that way. Listen. Okay. Anyway, so Labor Day was this weekend. How was your Labor Day?
Actually, what did I even do? I didn't do anything but watch TV. Well, I just watched a lot of Netflix and Hulu. So I binge watch stuff, and I made certain. I oftentimes feel guilty when I try to take time to myself like that. So I had to keep having little talks like, "Hey, you don't need to be doing any work right now because this is a holiday." But I did okay. It was okay.
Okay. Sorry, I had to fix my hair. I hope it does look a little bit better. Because when I moved it, it messed it up. Anyway, yes, I actually went to my part-time job on Labor Day just because.
Okay.
Just because,
I did text you yesterday, but I don't even know if you saw.
Did you text me?
My text, yeah, I sent you a news thing. Then you sent me the same news thing, so you probably didn't even see it. That's what I
didn't get it. Is it the Howard thing?
The thing about Michael.
Oh, I didn't get
it. Then you turn right back around and text me the same thing. I was like, oh, it seemed like it went through though. It didn't say, Oh, I was wondering.
Oh, now I see it. Was it at the same exact time? No.
No, I had already sent it to you.
Girl, no, I didn't see it. I just got on my. I'm sorry. I got my text. It just was like, oh, let me send this to Fancy. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I didn't get a notification or something. I don't know. I've been doing something weird lately. So we had the Walk of a Woman last week. It was so good. Got to talk to different women in different fields that was there. We had a great turnout. Almost, I think about 30 people.
Oh, that's really great.
That was really good. Free event here. It's going to be every first Thursday. So I'll be letting y'all know, whoever's in the area, every first Thursday. We talked, Suzanne and I actually, said a little things, and I kind of was the one who navigated, because we had this thing. It was, what's the strength and what's the vulnerability. Hey, Bettina. Hi.
Hi, Bettina.
And we had to do, we had cards, but you didn't have to tell someone. I mean, it was up to you to really participate in that. It was like, what's the strength and what's the vulnerability. And my strength was that I am a social person. I am a social butterfly. Like, I could get in front of somebody and just go. Especially if I know the topic and I'm into the topic, especially, I can really just get here and speak on it. My vulnerability is my singleness at times, because sometimes I'm like, why am I still single and these different things? But I don't let it overtake me, if that makes sense. I don't let it overtake me to the point that I just settle for anything. And I think a lot of people look at me. I mean, I can be honest about my vulnerability, but I feel like a lot of people look at me and they're like, oh, she's desperate or this, that, and third. Not knowing that I could be in a relationship if I wanted to right now. Like I could be in a relationship, but will it really fulfill me? You know, will those, do they have things that I wanted in my relationship or whatever? So that's what we did. Talked to different people, it was so funny because I met this girl at my part-time job and she was there. And when I was talking, she said, I met you before. I was like, did you? And she was like, man, my sister. And I was like, I did meet you. Okay. And I said, well, you see, I'm about what I'm about. She was like, yes. So, and what she do body sculpting. So.
Oh,
yeah.
I was to say, wasn't the girl? Oh, but you say you met her at your job before.
At my job. Yeah. So
I got a lot of body sculptors in Dallas then.
Lacey. So rest in peace to Michael K. Williams. We found out that he actually passed away in his apartment on Labor Day. Rest in peace to him. I didn't want to talk. It wasn't like a lot of people wasn't talking about it before. And I know I mentioned to you about it. I was like, I don't really want to talk about it, but he did pass away from a heroin overdose. And that's what they're saying. And the police are going after the drug dealer that sold it to him. I kind of don't feel like the drug dealer meant to give him a bad batch because he would lose a client, right? But as you guys know, heroin is very near and dear to my heart because my brother is a heroin addict. So whenever I see stories like this, because there was also a comedian in California, and it was 4 people who, well, 3 died and 1 is still fighting for their life.
Oh, that was fentanyl.
Oh, that was fentanyl? Okay, well.
Yeah, there's a difference, right? Because like even they I don't know. At one point, I think yesterday when the news first broke. No, I don't want to say that. I don't want to misstate that. But yeah, but it is fentanyl. They were saying that was fentanyl with the comedian.
Okay, so that's something different.
Yeah.
But hi, Balad and Ari. Hey, y'all. So when I talk about heroin, it's near and dear to my heart because, as I've shared with you guys, my brother is an addict. And I've actually had someone tell me, why y'all don't get him no help? And I was like, who say we ain't give him no help? Like, heroin is such a drug that is very hard to get off. Even, who did I send you that? Courtney Vance, somebody.
Yeah, that was Courtney Vance.
And Courtney Vance has said that he was just like, he had been fighting for his sobriety. And I feel like my brother fights for his sobriety whenever he's sober, but it's so easy to fall back into that due to your environment or just the fact that it coming off of that, it really physically hurts your body.
Yeah, I've heard before. Now, this is just something I've heard, but it was years ago, and I wonder if things have changed now since. Is heroin the same drug where it's like you carry something for them to take or something? If they OD on it?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I had just heard that it was like that it was impossible to get off of heroin. That was something I heard a long time ago. So whenever I've heard of anyone being on it, I just kind of assume that that's just kind of, how it may be forever. I have a cousin that battled with addiction to heroin as well. And I don't know where he's at right now, but I just know it was like really bad. So
right. Hey Nadia.
Hey Nadia.
But yes, one thing don't do. Let me say this. Don't to someone who has a family member that is battling addiction. Don't ask them why they haven't helped them. Because I felt insulted and it was a guy. It was somebody I was seeing. Somebody I had met. It was insulting because what makes you think we didn't? What makes you think that What she said, I've heard you have to take Narcan.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Nadia, the Narcan. Like people carry that or keep it, especially when they know that someone does heroin, they keep it kind of like close by in case they have an overdose so that they can bring them back.
Oh wow, I never knew that. But my brother, he according to him, he been on it. But like I said, don't ask them why they don't help, because they do. And it's so hard and it's a battle because you want to take care of your family member, but at the same time, you can't let them bring you down either. You know, right now we're dealing with something to that effect. And it's kind of like, I love you, but you can't live here. Like, he can't live in my father's house. You can't live here because you keep taking stuff and you stealing stuff and you coming in and you disturbing things, the peacefulness of the house. So really, you know, if you know somebody who has a someone that has addiction in their family, pray for them. Pray for them as well as pray for the person that has the addiction, because my brother has been in several rehab centers, and he will when he feel like he is good, he'll be like, man, I'm good. I'm good. I don't have to stay the full length. And then he relapses.
I don't think a lot of people also would just make that comment. That's a tactless comment, to be honest, or question. So,
well, notice why he's no longer in my life. That person. Congratulations to Cardi B and Offset. They have their second child together. The baby was birthed. Was that Monday too? Yeah, that was Monday.
that was the 4th.
That was the 4th. Well, the baby was, but it came out on. Well, no, you're right. You're right. I screenshotted it. My mind. So yes, congratulations to them. I don't think they said the baby's name.
No, I heard that she's not sharing it. I don't know. I just heard that this evening when I asked somebody if they knew the baby's name. But I noticed that it hasn't been in any of the reports. I think that's kind of weird, being that they were so public with her, you know, with the daughter.
And that could have been because they had an album out. He had an album out called Culture or something like that.
Yeah.
So that could have been that reason. So Janet Jackson has shared a preview of her upcoming documentary that is set to be released in 2022. I know a lot of Janet fans. I'm not really a Janet fan, if that makes sense. I like her music, some of it, but I'm not going to a concert. And I'm not hanging out talking about play that Janet right there. I'm not. That's not gonna be me.
I actually might will go to a concert for Janet. I don't know all her songs, but there were several that I like still. Anytime.
I
Right.
Like Anytime.
And, it's another one too that's like about that same time period that I really liked as well. I can't think of the name of it.
I like Anytime. I like Would You Mind? I like that. Yeah. I mean, there's songs I like. I'm just not a fan. Like, she not in my top 5.
But you know she's gonna put on a performance though. That's one thing you don't have to worry about. She's gonna give a performance that a lot of entertainers don't give right now.
That's true. Because I went to a Beyonce concert and that thing be baby. She be on it. But Chrisette don't dance.
So what?
She don't dance.
Oh, I saw her once live too here in Baton Rouge. Yeah, there would have been no dancing.
But I like her music. I went to Chrisette. I'm just saying Chrisette because I'm trying to see what type of music. That's what I'm thinking. The different genre of music calls for singing and dancing. Jill don't dance either. Well, she might do a little two-step.
She don't have to. She has she implements the poetry and the instruments and all of that. Like, she don't have to.
Yeah, I love that. But Tina, on the thing about addiction, she said people are ridiculously insensitive at times. Getting help for loved ones with addictions is difficult. It takes that person, family, and outside support is even challenging for food and alcohol addictions too. And then she said, yes, Janet is definitely a performer. Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I agree about that, about people being insensitive. And it seems like we're in a time of people being insensitive.
And then people being insensitive and then be sensitive. Because people then got their ass together. Don't play with me. Anyway, so Howard has canceled classes following a ransomware attack on so this happened, it happened on Friday, and they had to cancel classes today because they had to shut down their systems and everything because they're asking for a ransom or what have you. um I think this is why a lot of people are not, a lot of businesses are bringing their people back in. A lot of people are like, why are they bringing us back in? I think it's because of the cyber attacks, because if it's on your Wi-Fi, it can be attacked a little bit easier than if it's on their Wi-Fi that has all of the security channels and different things, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because people are so quick to say, oh, why they bringing us back in? We don't have to come back in, but you have to think of it from that perspective. Working at Bank of America, so for a week we had to do a double certification. So they had to send it to our phone or send it to our email address, a code, and we had to put it in. But Bank of America is like one of the only banks that have not been hacked yet.
Wow. Well, I understand where they're coming from. I still kind of empathize with people that have to go back into an office, though, knowing it's not something they want to do. I wish it was some other alternative, maybe if the employer worked with the Wi-Fi service or something with the network, made that more, I don't know, they had more input or options there. I'm not certain.
But I go back in Thursday.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. How do you feel?
I don't want to go back in. I don't want to go back in because I just don't want to go back in. I'm not worried about COVID. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not worried about COVID. Let me not say that. My issue is not COVID, because my part-time job, I work with the community. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna miss being able to take a nap during the day. Take a shower on my break. Not get up at 6 o'clock. I was getting up at 6:45. Now I have to get up at 6. Thankful that the job ain't that far, so I ain't gotta wake up way, way early. So if I get out the bed at 6:30, hurry, jump on my clothes, I can actually make some work on time.
Well, yeah, I don't miss any of that stuff. So my prayers are with you. May the force be with you on this. So did we have any other news?
Oh, Seriously Single will be October 20th. I finally got a date. Finally have a date. October 20th. I have two people. One is this guy, y'all. He was in my people you might know thingy. His name is Ike. He was in my Facebook. I had to go to my Instagram to see what his name was. He was in my Facebook people you may know. And I was like, well, let me see if I know him then. And I didn't know him, but I found he was handsome. But he had his Instagram on there. So I went to his Instagram and I friended him.
Oh, okay. So he is a relationship speaker? Because I'm waiting on
being a single man. He has something called Dear Wife.
Oh.
Is it Dear Wife? Something like that. Sorry, yes. I got all off into that.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so what is his purpose?
So he has a book called To My Future Wife. No, girl, not Ike Turner. He's African, actually. But yeah, he has a book called To My Future Wife. And I'm really, really excited about that. Also, one of my girlfriends, Patrice Johnson, Johnson Salmon. She's I am the Patrice. Patrice will be the female. So I have a male and a female, and you have me. So Patrice talks about being single again after being married. So she's gonna bring that aspect. He's bringing the single aspect. Patrice also has been doing a thing called childhood. Is it childhood trauma? Yeah, teenage dating. Something on teenage dating. So that's been really, really good too.
Okay.
Did he come yet?
No.
I'm gonna text him. I just texted him. I had texted him right before the show at 6:24, and he said, "Okay." I said, "Done deal." So as we wait for him, so that's that. Got that. Got that nailed in October 20th. What Seriously Single is about, we're gonna have real conversations. Like me and Patrice went to high school with me, and we always talking about this single life and navigating it. And he said he's trying to get on, navigating it and being a part, just participating in this whole dating thing. Her and I have done lives together talking about relationships. And I was just telling her the other day, we were talking about letting go. Letting go of a person. Like we're people that don't want to hurt your feelings, and we don't want to just say, no, this is over with. Like we still want to be your friend, but sometimes you gotta let the people go. So her and I was having that conversation the other day too. So it was real funny because a lot of people have that same kind of mindset and concept. They don't want to hurt you because they know that you're not here's the thing, you're not where I need you to be. So you can't be my mate, but we can still be cool. So I told her we got to have that conversation on the Seriously Single. We had to
they have I know I recently saw some suggestions that like as far as what you can say instead of ghosting someone, because that's what kind of tends to happen.
And I choose not to ghost people. I'll tell you. But girl, wait, this week. So on my page, on my Arnya Davis page, this guy had been trying to talk. He had been saying different things. Like since 2018 been saying like, hey beautiful, how you doing, and different things. And I just like, hi, because I'm trying not to be rude. Baby, I told him I wasn't interested, and I was a big black bitch with a gap that's a mile long open. And
wow.
Baby, he went in, honey. He went in. But I forgot the man had put his phone number in the text messages. So I did screenshots and I posted on my page. And I just was like, man, this is not how you protect black women. And I was like, this is not how you love us either. And I was like, sign the big black chick with the gap teeth that's about to go eat this donut. And my friends went in on that whole situation. It was funny as heck. It was hilarious because they went in, and then I didn't know I had put the man number was still in the was on the screenshot. Was on the screenshot, and it was hilarious because they said that they were about to contact him. Arnitra had then found the man's wife. My other homeboy did a skip trace on the number. It was hilarious. It was. I just was like, y'all don't do that, because I wouldn't want people to do that. But hey, they grown. But Tina said, is a good topic too. Recently, I had an encounter at work that brought back childhood abuse. It impacted me way more than I would have thought. Now I'm working on facing the trauma and unhealthy habits I developed over the years to cope. And she said, okay, oh my God, that was hilarious. I meant teenage dating. I mean childhood trauma, but thanks for sharing that. And I'm sad that they brought that back. But yes, healing has to take place, and therapy is always good. But when they talked about teenage dating, they talked about they used to be in a relationship. He said, "You're not gonna let us."
I just asked him, is he ready? Tell him, like, if he go with the flow of the platform. I'm talking to him.
He can't hear you?
I don't know. I mean, can he see the chat? I'm just gonna go ahead on and bring him in though.
Do the video first. What he say? Yeah.
Okay, guys. So here's our trailer from Theories and Thoughts Deep Dive that you all can check out on Exposure TV Network.
Ladies, don't get mad. Please don't get upset with me. What? Excuse me? Me? Let me show you.
But for me, that has been
my way of leaving a digital footprint.
Maybe she's not saying it wrong. It's just you don't like the tone.
And I know I'm emotional. I'm not gonna. What else? Sorry, not sorry. You know, and sometimes self-care looks that way.
Yo, welcome back, you guys. Tonight we have Mr. Espie. I don't think I say your name right. Your last name. Espie. On. He is like family, as y'all see. He did got Fancy shaking her head at him. So Cory, go ahead and tell our viewers all about you and who you are.
First of all, you ladies are looking extremely gorgeous today. And it's good day. Francis, good to see you checking in down there in the booth. Hope all is well down there with family and everything. You as well, because you're down from that way. Definitely want to send a shout out. And what's up to the Deep Dive family? What's up to Thoughts and Theories? What's up to everybody that is out here today, healthy and alive? I am your main man, Cory Espie. You know what it is one time, man. Had to come through here. Holler at my sisters one time, man. Some ladies that I really, really had a chance to get to know and get to be around a lot. With helping with their show, man. And so I'm just really excited to be here tonight, man.
I said, tell them who you are and what you
do. I'm like, you done gave a speech like you done just.
It turned our name all around. Now, first of all, this is the podcast, not Deep Dive. You do Deep Dive with us.
Right. That's why I said both of them so I didn't mix it up.
But you said thoughts and theories. It's theories and thoughts. You should.
But he always do that. I just let that.
You let that go.
You gotta correct me because, like, yo, I'll be promoting it like that. I can't find it. Yeah, because you're saying it wrong. Theories and thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. No, but I'm your main man, man. I'm an actor, producer, doing a little bit of dabbing and writing, man. You know, most people know me from Love and Drugs. Things like that. I've had a chance to tour this country with people like Fred Hammond. I did a reality show, man. I've just had my hands in a lot of things, man. And I've just recently went over to producing stuff like that and trying to bring people's vision to life, working with new talent that's coming into the business, explaining everything to them, giving them the thing beyond the ambiance, because that's what happens. People get in the ambiance of it and don't see the things behind it. Kind of like with you ladies, man. Folks just see the show come out and don't understand all the headache behind it. But just having a real good time, man. God is really blessing everything that I'm touching right now. I'm currently working on this new movie called Forced Decision, where I'm playing a pastor. So it's a different look for me, a different light. And when I say it's been an amazing cast, amazing producers, directors that have been working with this thing, man. And I'm so excited. I will say this. I will tip this a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit. Thank you, God. But, man, this is one of my best performances that people ever see from me. Like, as of right now. Like, this is going to kill everything I've done up until to this point, man, and I'm really excited for everybody.
I done seen you and stuff. I actually first met Cory. We were in Brothers 321.
She reminded me of that, and I was like, "You sure was
right there by him." Listen, it was funny. Mike Green has been on this platform. DeMarcus Bailey has been on a platform. That's who is the writer and producer of Love and Drugs. So now we had to bring Cory on. We brought Cory on, first of all, because he's a dynamic actor, of course, and everything. But this month is our anniversary month of Theories and Thoughts podcast. We are making 2 years on the third week of this month. And Cory is the person, the driving force in the background. He is lighting, he is visual, he is audio, he is, okay, we're going to drop this commercial here. He puts up with us. We put up with him. So that was one of the other reasons why we wanted to highlight him this month, because we wanted to highlight people who are doing things to help us and be a part of what we're doing and what we have going on. What are you doing?
Trying to show his banner.
Yeah. Because it almost failed. That's the crazy thing. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Cory has become one of our brothers. Like this, he's a mess.
Yeah.
They clean me up. No, they get me together, y'all. Let me tell you something. The one thing I'm gonna tell you is the one dynamic thing about when you're working with people, especially when you get to really start knowing people, is the ability to have a level of being able to communicate, make adjustments, figure things out, go through things like that. And I think that's one of the incredible things that is happening as I've been on this journey with you two ladies. Fancy and I have, especially Fancy and I having several conversations. And then I know we just had in a conversation where I told y'all of some things I wanted to do to help push this and get better with what we're doing, because it's already, it's good. It's good. It's doing its thing. But we always want to progress with it. And the thing that we could collaborate and talk about this and make it happen, I think is an incredible thing. You don't always get that, man. Sometimes people just get in and do what they're going to do and go on about their business to the next thing. And I think that's what we have to have more of us investing into each other's projects.
All right.
Right. And I think it's important to state too, just to be clear. So Cory is our videographer. Like he is a filmmaker. So he handles the videography for Theories and Thoughts Deep Dive. And as Arnya was saying, he has a team though, and he's still building his team as well, which I shout out to you for that. But just because I know what it's like to be able to finally be able to bring other people in so you don't have to do everything yourself. But also, I just wanted to know, so when you all see the final production of Theories and Thoughts Deep Dive, then that is all his work, that is what he does. I just want to be certain that people understand what he does, because it's so hard to find a good videographer nowadays, and even though I know he's stated that we are still growing and learning a lot of things, he started off really damn good, I think, as far as because we didn't really know otherwise. Now that you kind of look at other things, and as I'm learning more, I can kind of see little things, but nothing major. Like, I still think we started off with, we started off in a good place for our season 1, and I can see where we're going for season 2. And I just, I think that we're steadily improving. So I just want people to know, in case they're looking for someone in the Dallas area or even possibly in surrounding areas, that he does damn good work, And it's good for a small team of people. It doesn't look like that.
Agreed.
Yeah. One of the things that, when it was first brought to me about what you ladies were doing, and we started talking on it, I did 3 things that I wanted to focus on was clarity, the articulation of sound, and what the overall project will be about. So after we done the first one, I went back and I started monitoring things that needed to be fixed on my end. You know what I mean? And when y'all talked about doing season 2, it was more like, all right, we had this product together and people were like, okay, we like this. It sounds good. It's clear. It's all this. But then you have to go back and say, all right, Fancy, now we talked about that thing. What is that? What is that? Did I come back? What is that thing now that we do to progress? Because I think each time you have to progress. So, I get in my lab and I sit there and I work with it and play it. Because one thing that y'all don't know is when we get done, the first day that I come back, I put one of the clips in there and I play with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to check these dynamics and what it is like. And that's kind of where that conversation came when I called y'all. I was like, yo, listen, I'm going to bring more people in because I need to be able to focus on this thing so this thing doesn't happen again. You know what I mean? Because I know the effort and time that you ladies put into it, and even doing what you're doing to make sure the show is great content. So the thing that I want to do on the other end is make sure people can hear, see, and feel this content by just witnessing it, So I thank y'all for allowing me to grow through that as well.
So how did you go? I'm sorry, are you about to say something?
No, I was going to mention something that I love about Cory is when we first did this, Cory's like, sit here, I'm going to show you what I'm doing. And I'm like, Cory, I don't need to know all that. But he's very hands-on, and he wants you to be hands-on. So that's what I was about to say.
And to that, and reason being, because I think, and because I remember Fancy and I having a conversation. She was like, "Well, I don't know none of this stuff," And the thing is, I want people to know, because I want not only know what you're getting, but know what people are doing. You know what I'm saying? And that way, if there's ever a time that we are separated and I'm doing something else, and maybe y'all have to bring somebody in, then you know what to expect. You know what this should sound like, this what it look like, where it should be lighted at, how much this should be, you know what I mean? So every piece of information I have, I want to relay it to you all so you know exactly what you're getting when now you're dealing with other people on your product.
Right. And that is so important, because it's always good to know as much about whatever all aspects of your business, in case you do go to somebody else, so you can really know if they know what they're doing. Right. But I was going to ask, so we know that you are an actor. We also know that you're a videographer, but which came first, the acting, and how did you get to the videography?
It was definitely the acting first. DeMarcus Bailey found me sitting there and doing my life, and he was writing live shows. And here's a funny story. I don't know if you know it. So me and him grew up knowing each other through sports. And I was younger, but I played with older kids because I was, a little bit better in basketball than kids my age at the time. But what had happened is anonymously, I didn't know DeMarcus had a sister. So I was dating a girl that I found out later to be a sister after I started hanging around her and her mom. You know what I mean? And he popped up one day. And since then, we had started developing this personal relationship. So he started writing shows, and they were looking for a comedian. And that's what I was doing at the time, just being real goofy. And his mom actually was like, reach out to Rashad, and he did, and we did it. And unfortunate thing, when I first got with him, my 15 minutes of fame ended because they cut the scene out the show. But lo and behold, there was a ram in the bush, man. A week before the show was coming back out, the main actor quit. And at this time, people would rehearse we were rehearsing the whole show for like 3 hours, each rehearsal. And I remember he called me and said, hey man, we pay this to come back if you think you could pull this role off. And the thing about it is, I had a small part. So I was sitting there listening to the whole show every day. So everybody's line was in my head. So I came to rehearsal that night and I just started walking into the scene, and the director go, yo, do you have a script? I was like, no, sir. He was like, how did you know all that? I said, well, everybody's stuff stuck in my head. I can't seem to get it out there. So we did that and knocked the show out, man. And DeMarcus ended up signing me to 3 more shows, which he developed a character that was later birthed from his Uncle Charles. And when that happened, man, things just took off for me. And I never looked back. So right around the time that when I started doing film and stuff, I started getting really creative. And I felt like it was my time to step out. So I think I had done this commercial with ESPN, and then I started getting money around behind that. So every piece of the money, when I got that check back, I just went and bought up a bunch of equipment, and invested in myself, and I started playing with it and shooting it myself. Because what a lot of people don't know is, like, my iPhone series, I was really shooting and editing off my iPhone, and people thought I had camera equipment then.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean? But that's how in depth until I was really learning the process of how to shoot and everything, and I was putting cuts in and all that, and people was like, yo, because so people were calling me to come do their video, and I was showing my phone and some lights, and they was like, "What are you telling me?" It's like, you been shooting it off your phone? I was like, yeah. I have to turn the airplane mode, make sure nobody call while we're filming. How did it happen? And that's where the transition started. So when I bought the equipment, I just started playing around with it.
Because when DeMarcus, I was actually having a conversation with DeMarcus one day. I was like, I need, somebody who can do some video, this and that. And he was like, Espie. I was like, he's an actor. I was like, he's so goofy. No, he'd be too much. And he was like, no, he can do it. He do some good work. I was like, okay. Yeah. Let's see. And I told Fancy, I was like, well, I don't know, but I know him, but I don't know him.
See, I know him, Mom, but I don't know him.
I ain't seen him around.
But my sister had him, but they ain't even been around me. So I can't tell you what he got.
I think because by that time I hadn't seen you in Love and Drugs. I seen a play that you guys did at a church.
Right. Yeah. I remember.
Two plays. I had done seen you in 2 plays, and I had done seen you in Love and Drugs, and we had did Brothers by this time. So yeah. I again only knew you as an actor. So I'm like, well, okay, I know we knew, but we gonna need somebody who know what they're doing and bring us with. And he was like, no, he can do it. I was like, okay, well.
You get to look at that fans like, listen, his own boy say he can do it.
Right. But I trust DeMarcus. So shout out to DeMarcus. I trust DeMarcus because of who he is. I didn't think he was gonna steer me wrong, but I knew y'all were close. So I was like, at first I was like, well, he trying to put this boy on.
Yeah. But shout out to people like Snoop Robinson, Mike Green. I give Mike Green the biggest shout out because all the people I've had a chance to learn, Mike Green was by far the most I would have conversations with. And the quick thing that I quickly learned, it was about lighting and sound. You know what I mean? You could have an average camera, but if you light that thing right and put the right sound around it, man, it sounds like you just paid $10,000 for the work. Right. That's one thing I focused on. Because quickly what happened was we were doing live with Mark and Tanya. So I started ordering stuff for us to go live and, do like interviews with ourselves. And so when people started saying, well, they had podcasts and different things they want to do. So I started testing this stuff on myself first. And I was like, yo, I could do this. I could get about smoke cameras. And then what I'll do is I'll shoot it like that. And then I learned how to edit it in. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. When the first thing I ever did was a domestic violence thing. Y'all, it took me 3 weeks to edit that thing.
I bet.
I did not know a lot about the features Premiere had at the time. And man, I was doing that stuff manually. Like the way I edit y'all show now. Oh my God. Matter of fact, I just got a new program into editing, and somebody just taught me, Snoop Robinson taught me something else that was that I featured I didn't know. And the last 2 episodes I've done to y'all that I clipped off to y'all took me 20 minutes to do.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he called me the other day talking about this. Talking about this. He was super excited. Like
I was because the way I was originally editing it was cool because I was still at the watching show, but I would have to go through every sync of every camera to find the cuts. But this way, it put every camera up, and I could just watch the show and do this.
That does sound good though. Because I tried doing some editing myself.
I want to show it to y'all one day. It's so incredible because all the cameras that we use, it puts all the cameras up there and it plays the show simultaneously. And then all I have to do is press a box to which camera I want to play while it's editing. And then watch this. It cuts it itself. I don't have to touch it. When I hit the button, it just cuts it.
Fancy, when you come, you're gonna be like, "Tell Fancy, come over here. Y'all gotta come over here."
Yeah, that's what I was. I called Fancy like, "No, check this out. Yo, you gotta see this. Like, this is really, really cool."
And he know every time we talk, I be thinking something about to be wrong. So when he was just, I was like, "Oh, okay, well, it's cool." But I like tech stuff, so I get excited about stuff like that too. I totally get it, especially when you're doing something that you love, and you find something else like to go along with it to complement it. Then I totally get that. I wanted to know though, like, what is that like for you? Because you do other stuff too. So like, how do you even find time? How are you finding time to be in these plays? I be wondering how people do that.
Well, the thing about it is you got to make that time, because for me now, man, I make money in doing this, so I have to position myself to keep doing it. Also, I'm a single father, so I have to figure out that thing. Well, the thing is, DeMarcus and I really put ourselves in a great position to where we can flex ourselves, still do a lot of things, and be able to be in these places. So now it's just about making sure that I understand where I am. And then I'm at a point where I take stuff strategically that I want. I don't just accept everything like we did in the beginning just to have it going. So now, when y'all call me, okay, cool, I'm going to be on these dates. This call me, I'm going to be on these dates. Like I'm booked up for movies all the way up into March right now. Goodness. And then I just signed on to a new Amazon series, which I shoot this weekend. On top of the movie I'm shooting this weekend. So I run from one set to another. But it's cool because, you just have those conversations and people work those schedules out with you and you just go get it done.
Yeah.
But you're going to be ready when we're ready to do season 3?
I'm going to always be ready.
Let me tell you this. It crossed my mind.
Let me tell you this, because the thing about it is I'm all about, I'm one of those people that anything that benefits the growth of our community and putting our people in place, especially our Black women, y'all have not. And I always say this, that people want to call Black women angry, but have we stopped to just ask why? And a lot of it is becomes from a vocal standpoint, they've hadn't always had that. You know what I'm saying? So anytime there's a position that I can work with sisters and they get a chance to express some things so we better understand and we can better overcome some things, I'm all hands in. So now that I get to help bring this vision to life, I'm really invested in it. That's why, we make those calls, or if y'all call and say, hey man, check this out. I really want to work on that. You know what I'm saying? Because I want this product to be the best it can be. And even as growing forward, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all have something here. And I know it's a lot of shows around, but I don't know those people. I know y'all. Right. So my time is invested there. So when y'all call, I stay ready to keep from getting ready.
That's dope. He taught, just to put this in perspective, we have the podcast and we have the talk show. I handle most of the things with the podcast and Fancy handle most of the things with the talk show. So Cory and Fancy talk more than I might talk to Cory. I might talk to Cory just about some BS, where Fancy and him talk about the technical things, and Fancy be like, Anya, did you get this to Cory? Did you do this? He said he need this. And I'm like, oh girl, let me get this. Cause she be on me, Cory, for real. It be me.
I know she be on me too. She's on me morning. She said, "Did you good morning? Hey, did you get the trailers?" Well, we sent them Friday. I said, "Let me look." And for some reason, I don't know why my notification was turned off on my shares. So it didn't. So I went back and was like, "Yes, ma'am, it's there." Okay, well, just FYI, make sure your notifications on.
Well, I was trying to help you out. If you don't have that tab like set, I think you might not see stuff. So
no, you're right. I had to go get it together. So I know.
Fancy is a beast, baby. It is working thing, baby. I don't even know how that girl keeps everything organized with everything she do, but she be like, Anya, did you go in and look at the task sheet? Did you do that? And I be like, I mean, she don't yell it, but it's like, when she messaged you, you did something. Let me say this. When she messaged me a certain time, because we might talk in the morning, but if she talked to me later on and she say, did you, no, let me go check that out right now. Let me go do that now.
Right. No. I know, because I got it this morning, Arma. I got it.
Good morning. I was just trying to get ahead because there's plenty of times I get behind and then he be calling me. So I just be trying to make certain like I can stay ahead of him a little, in which I wasn't ahead, but just at least letting him know, like, hey, don't be just sitting on me. Yeah. But yeah.
And I think that's the wonderful thing that people need to understand as we had this conversation is that the thing that y'all keep hearing is the fact that we communicate through this process.
Yeah.
With everything that goes on, like when something happens, we are talking. You know what I mean? And if it's at a time where I feel like I want to make sure we understand each other clearly, I'm gonna pick up the phone. Like, hey.
He do. Like, can we get in 10 minutes?
And I don't know. It's actually for me, just doing that about the communication, like, because I oftentimes think so many times, I should reach out to somebody and tell them this, and then I don't, because I'd be like, I ain't got to do that, or and they should already know or whatever. But it's really those times when I don't do it that I end up regretting it. So this is even just like working with Cory has been teaching me to just make certain, like, hey, if it crosses your mind, go ahead on and say something about it. Then, just so that you don't forget. And then also the other person might be thinking the same thing. You never know. So it's odd, but this is something that I'm learning from working with you.
And it's cool because at the end of the day, I'd rather you remind me of something I already have than us never talk about something I don't got.
Right.
Cool. Come on, that hit my spirit. Whether we don't have a conversation about nothing I don't got. That's and that's how we there,
Let me tell y'all, we be on set, and Fancy and I be sitting there talking, and then he'll count us down for the break for the commercial. Then he'll be like, all right. And then I throw us the commercial, and then he'll be like, I like that what you said. I can agree with that. This is a good topic. And when you said this, and this, yeah, this is it. And all right. Yeah. All right, now we about to go back. And in a way, I feel so good about the communication, the conversation, because it's like if he had all that built in because he couldn't say it while we were talking about it, that lets me know that this show is for men and women.
Right.
And women in the conversations that we have, because one of the topics is family dynamics. Let's say family dynamics. And I mentioned that I was an outside child. And then Cory was like, this is it. And then Fancy was like, well, I never thought about my family like this. And it's like we all have that communication. I think even Tank said something on it.
They did. He said it affected them the same way.
Yeah. And it was like, wow, we having these conversations and everybody can be touched on it. So y'all, season 2 is coming soon. And I'm like so excited about it because we learned a lot. I think that we didn't hit the mic as much because you got on us a lot.
I don't know about that one because I think I was still hitting the mic.
But here's the thing. I've now learned another trick and a secret that somebody taught me that's working sound for a new movie I'm doing. Okay. So next time we get y'all mic'd up, I have a new trick that is happening that'll do that. Because here's the thing. I can understand because sometimes just like y'all, I got caught in some of y'all conversations. Y'all get caught in the midst of the conversation. So you ain't thinking about it because we ain't got nothing sitting right here in front of you. You just know and y'all are talking. So it's easy to forget that. So that's my job to figure out ways to not put that stress on. You already got to think of the topics. You already got to talk about the show. You got to talk about this and you have to worry about that thing. I just need y'all to focus on being able to talk and run a show. Not worried about if I do this too much, will the mic say this or this. That's my job to figure out. And so every time we get through and something happens, I'm steady.
Come on, Cory, with your bootleg cable.
How can I eliminate that issue? You know what I'm saying?
Did you hear me talking about your bootleg Wi-Fi keep going out?
Because he always talking about
I got my Wi-Fi from the government. It's
Damn.
Yeah.
I can't stand him.
Wi-Fi from the government. No, it's top secret. They gotta. Well, I ain't gonna talk about that. But it's
But
Jesus.
even with and we added a new segment. It was getting in people's business. Cory was transporting stuff across.
Well, let me tell y'all something. If you ain't ever transported equipment across Blake, boy, it can be hell. It can be hell.
And it was crazy because it was way all into Frisco.
Yeah. And you remember the time, that's when I knew I definitely got to bring more people on. We do that. We were, because I think that when we went to the hotel, we had 30 minutes? If that much? We had 10 minutes to set up because they was only giving it before she had to go back out and speak.
Right.
So, in moments like that, you just got to have a team ready to go and doing it. And actually, so what I've been doing behind the scenes is my team has been here working with me, breaking up, setting down how to do it so I can focus more on the moment.
I was just thinking, what if you could actually have a person that would kind of go ahead of time and start setting up some of the stuff, before we make it there, so that when you make it there, it's not as much on you then. Just an idea if we ever have to do that from location to location again, which if we, we may.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And everything's a possibility. If we get it broke down quick enough and I can send somebody on, we can definitely doing it, because the biggest thing about it is sound is not really the issue that focuses much, because just once you get mics placed, the sound carries itself because I have a certain setting. It's the lighting, because you don't unless you're in the control room, because if y'all see on the episodes of all the in studio ones, they look exactly the same because it's a controlled setting. I know how much light we're playing with. When we go into different settings, I have to now measure the temperature to make. So now that's with now where we're moving forward. That's what we were talking about in the last conversation. I'll be able to monitor that personally myself while they're handling sound and cameras. You know what I'm saying? So that's that thing. Hey, man.
Well, Cory, did you have something else, fans?
Well, I was just going to ask if he had any words of advice for anybody else who may be putting together a show or, interested in filmmaking or videography.
First, study the craft. Whatever you're trying to get in, you don't learn. And even if you don't take a class, go to YouTube. I learned most of my stuff from YouTube and other people like Mike Green, Snoop Robinson in their business like that. But one of the biggest things that you have to do is be willing to invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just like these ladies this show, they're investing in everything they're doing. So now they're reaping and they're growing and they're going to be in a tremendous place not too long from now with everything. So if you're going to do anything, make sure you're ready to invest in yourself. And anything that you're seeking, just know that it's also seeking you as well, because it's ready to happen just for you.
Look at you being all serious and stuff. Man.
He said he's a motivational speaker. So.
That's my goal at the end of this, y'all. I'm only using acting to keep my face around, but my goal is to go into different places and change the culture of mindset. Because I've been talking in schools and different things, but I tell them folks, when they bring me to them camps where people are really bad, I said, listen, when I go in here and talk to them, it may motivate them for the moment. But the thing that's not changing is their culture. They go back home to that same mess or wherever it is they came from, that they got to redirect their minds. It sounded good. You're strong. Like your homegirl that's in a bad relationship, she talk about leaving that relationship when she's around you until she go back and see him. You know what I'm saying? When she's still there. So that's what I want to do with the end goal is I want to be able to change the culture of mindsets of my people in my community.
Okay. I might have to put you on one of my conferences. Okay. Well, any last words real quick before you go?
Man, I love you guys. Let's keep grinding. Let's stay going. Let's keep making magic. Most of all, let's make this money. Nevertheless, man, y'all stay safe, stay blessed, man, stay prayed up, and just keep being beautiful, man. We are beautiful Black people. Look at y'all. Y'all look so gorgeous tonight right here. I ain't saying y'all look gorgeous anytime, but it's a glow. It's a glow. When I clicked on and saw the screens, I said, go ahead. So I had to make sure I was pretty too.
You can find Cory on IG at I am Cory Espie, and he's also on Facebook as Cory Espie. I forgot to throw this out there. Cory had posted something on his page the other day, And y'all know I got an opinion for everything. So I was on his show, Fathers to Fathers.
Yeah, that's it.
With him and Mike Green.
Yeah.
And both of them like my big brothers. Little brothers. Well, you the little brother, he the big brother.
Right.
How you not? Hush, Mike. But I really enjoyed that. So thank you for that. And Mike kept saying, well, where was Fancy? And then I realized my feed didn't get shared because it was private.
And I thank you for that because we've corrected that issue since then.
Oh, I'm sitting here like, wait, what? I don't even know. Right. I didn't know this was going on. But y'all know,
I didn't have time to text. He hit me up and was like, hey, you want me on the show tonight? I was like, I'm out and about, but yeah, I'll be there. Right. And so I was only able to just promote it a little bit. And then I shared it, but you couldn't see it.
Yeah, we fixed that problem. She brought it to my attention the next day, and I hit the show's producer, and we definitely fixed that problem.
Of course, I'm always, because we're a team.
Yeah, tune in every Wednesday night at 8:30. Fathers to Fathers, man. Real fathers talk about real situations from our perspective, because everything about in the world is always shared from the deadbeat's perspective. But we want to talk about fathers like me, who have custody of kids, dudes that I know that are married, still in the family, and ones that's not in the family, not still married, but they're still effective in their kids' lives. So that's what this show is about.
I think that's a great idea.
Because tomorrow we got a guy that's coming on that's talking about a son. He has that's 18 years old. It just turned 18. He's never met him. He's been searching for him since he was born.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's on the episode tomorrow, man. So make sure if y'all tune in, Fathers on my Facebook Live.
On his Facebook Live. Last week we talked about expensive weddings. Expensive weddings, and then we talked about a child who wanted to stay with his dad. And the mom was like, no, and they called the police. So that's what we talked about last week. But yes, definitely check out that show, because that is so dynamic, having men talk on these issues and different things. And of course, as you see, Cory can be a ball of fun, but Cory can also be serious as well. So y'all check him out. Y'all go follow him. Thank you so much, Cory, for everything that you do for the Theories and Thoughts brand. The trailer that we played right before Cory, wasn't that Cory? Cory created that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing a new one. Is the new one ready to come to me yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But
Cory, I gotta shoot you a text in the morning.
Okay, well, man, I'm just looking forward to doing this. Click these new things in, man, and let everybody see the new piece of work that we all have collectively come together to do. And I thank you, ladies, for having me on here.
Of course.
It's a beautiful moment. I'm blessed.
All right. Well, bye.
See ya. So y'all don't call Aisha.
Cory is a mess. Always good to have the fam on the show. As we said, if you're looking for someone to do your audio visual and put it together, very professional. You're gonna get a couple of laughs in, but he's very professional. He's gonna make sure that it looks like it's supposed to look. And that's very appreciative. As for me, tonight I have on a shirt, it says 40-ish and sexy. And that is from Shy G. I purchased that from him. If you go to my page, I am going to tag him in the post. I'm going to post a picture of me in it, and I'm going to tag him in the post in case you want to get you one. They have 30-ish, I think 40-ish, 50-ish. He got a bunch of issues. So y'all check him out, SHEDG. And I think he has a Dallas and he has a Minnesota somewhere. I don't know. Just do Dallas. Okay. As for me, I don't know where my I don't know. Anyway, as for me, you can find me at www.ladyceo.com. You can also catch up with me on my link tree, Lady CEO, Clubhouse, Lady CEO. All platforms for the most part, Lady CEO, just in different varieties. But like I said, if you go to my website, you go to my link tree, it'll send you right there to it. Earrings, Anita Boutique. And yeah, wig came from Amazon. Fancy.
You can do an Amazon store and show your recommendation things.
I just have to find time to actually set it up.
I just never, I don't know. I need to do something with mine. All right, so guys, y'all can find me, Fancy Swagger, on all platforms. My link tree is Fancy's Thoughts, and Swagger Magazine. Everything Swagger related is at Swagger Magazine. We did just announce the pre-sale of our Second Chances issue, which features Sunshine Williams Smith, who is a wealth educator, a police reform advocate, as well as a prison reform advocate. You all may know her from the Pink Panther Clique, which is the group of formerly incarcerated women that it's a platform, but they have a book. So a lot of people may be familiar with the Pink Panther Clique, but Sunny was kind of like the start of that. So her issue is on sale on our website, and you can find it at bit.ly.com. Is it bit.ly.com? Is it bit.ly? Sunny Swagger, though, is at the end. But if you visit the website and just go to shop, you'll be able to find it there. Also, we do have a Clubhouse now on Clubhouse. It is Swagger Magazine, and it's Swagger Magazine Club. We do invite you all to join us. We have still been doing our story sharing Fridays on Fridays, whereas we allow the different guests to pitch their stories for 5 minutes, and then we pick a winner at the end of the room, and the winner gets a feature in Swagger Magazine, like a spotlight in Swagger Magazine, and then and this just reminded me of something I need to do. I'm so glad I thought of this. A spotlight in Swagger Magazine and a feature on our website. So I just thought about, I need to make certain I get those features in our Second Chances issue as well for the previous winners that we've had. So we've had some really interesting stories from different women, but of course men are welcome as well. Like, we're always trying to get men to take part in things with us. So if you are a male that's watching and you think you have a story, or you're working on building your platform up, then definitely come check us out. And it's Friday at 9 a.m. Central Time on Clubhouse. I think that is everything. Don't forget, you all can email us guest requests or inquiries at theoriesandthoughts@ladyceo.com. You can also reach out for advertisement or a sponsorship. And shout out to our children's story and Fit Mom Situation, who are going to be featured in our upcoming episodes of Theories and Thoughts Deep Dive. Also, dignify a diva. Mm-hmm. So we do appreciate them as being sponsors.
Yes, we do. And we always love Libra. Libra has an event, real quick, Green and Purple Gala.
Purple Green Gala.
Purple and Green Gala on the
September the 18th.
September 18th. It will be virtual. The tickets is just $25. It's for a good cause.
Yeah, I realize I have something else today, but I'm gonna buy a ticket anyway.
Me too.
Just to, be able to support. So y'all can do the same thing, because those funds really go to families who are in need, or whatever the organization may be needing. And I know Libra works damn hard to make certain that the people that are in that network are taken well care of. So
she does. Check out our children's story. She's a dope chick. So anything else, boo?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Bye.